Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer and I'm here with my co-host, Elizabeth. How are you doing today, Elizabeth?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm doing really well, thanks. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's all about handling common situations in English, specifically how to make polite requests and respond to them.
That's right. Being able to make polite requests is such an important skill, whether you're at work, out shopping, or even just asking someone for a favor. It's all about knowing how to phrase things so you sound both polite and confident.
Exactly. And today we're going to cover some key phrases and tips that will help you navigate these situations smoothly. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.
And if you've been enjoying our content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support really helps us keep creating these videos for you.
So, Jennifer, let's start with one of the most basic yet essential phrases in English. Could you please? This is a polite way to ask someone to do something for you. For example, could you please pass me the salt? Or could you please help me with this report?
Yes, could you please is such a versatile phrase. It's polite, straightforward, and can be used in almost any situation where you need to ask for help or request something. And don't forget to say thank you afterward. It's a simple way to show appreciation.
Definitely. Another variation you can use is would you mind? This is another polite way to make a request, and it's especially useful if you're asking someone to do something that might be a bit inconvenient. For example, would you mind closing the window? Or would you mind if I borrowed your pen?
That's a great one. Would you mind? Adds an extra layer of politeness, and it shows that you're aware of the other person's time or effort. It's a great way to soften the request and make it sound more considerate.
Exactly. And if someone asks you for something using these phrases, a polite way to respond is to say, "Sure, no problem," or "Of course, I'd be happy to." These responses show that you're willing to help and that you're doing so with a positive attitude.
Yes, and if you're not able to fulfill the request, it's still important to respond politely. You could say something like, "I'm sorry, but I'm not able to right now," or "I wish I could, but I'm tied up at the moment." This way, you're still being respectful, even if you have to decline.
That's a really important point. Politeness goes both ways. Whether you're making a request or responding to one, it's all about showing respect and consideration for the other person.
And speaking of politeness, we actually have a call from one of our listeners who wants to share her experience with making polite requests in English. Let's take the call. Hi there, you're on the air with Jennifer and Elizabeth. What's your name, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Elizabeth. My name is Sophie, and I'm calling from Paris, France. I've been watching your channel for a while, and I've learned so much from your videos. I just wanted to share a little story about my experience with making polite requests in English.
Hi, Sophie. It's great to hear from you. Thanks for calling in. What's your story?
Well, I work in an international company where we speak English most of the time, and at first, I was really nervous about making requests because I didn't want to sound rude or demanding. But then I started using phrases like "could you please" and "would you mind," and I noticed that people responded really positively. It made me feel much more confident.
That's a great story, Sophie. It just goes to show how much of a difference it can make when you use polite language. It not only helps you communicate more effectively, but it also makes the interaction more pleasant for everyone involved.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you've really mastered the art of polite requests. Do you have any tips for our listeners who might be feeling a bit nervous about making requests in English?
I would say just to practice as much as you can. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they'll feel. And don't be afraid to start small. Practice with simple requests, like asking someone to pass you something, and then work your way up to more complex situations.
That's excellent advice, Sophie. Starting small and building up your confidence is a great way to improve your skills. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us.
Yes, thank you, Sophie. We really appreciate you calling in, and we're so glad to hear that you're feeling more confident with your English. Keep up the great work.
Thank you both so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too, Sophie. Take care.
Bye, Sophie.
That was such a wonderful story. It's amazing to hear how using polite language can really boost your confidence in English.
Yes, and it's a great reminder that small changes in how we phrase things can have a big impact on how we're perceived and how smoothly our interactions go.
Absolutely. So, Elizabeth, what are some other phrases that our listeners can use to make polite requests?
Another really useful phrase is, would it be possible to? This is a very polite way to ask for something, especially in more formal situations. For example, would it be possible to reschedule our meeting, or would it be possible for you to send me that document by tomorrow?
That's a great one, especially in professional settings where you want to be extra courteous. It's a bit more formal than, could you please? And it's perfect for situations where you're making a bigger request.
Yes, and if you're asking for permission, a phrase like, would it be okay if, is also very polite. For example, would it be okay if I left work a little early today? Or would it be okay if I brought a friend to the party?
That's a really nice way to phrase things because it shows that you're being considerate of the other person's time or plans. It's a respectful way to ask for something that might require their approval.
Exactly. And when responding to requests, especially in professional settings, you can use phrases like, I'd be happy to assist, or I'll do my best to accommodate. These responses are polite and professional, and they show that you're willing to help.
Those are perfect for work environments where you want to maintain a professional tone. And remember, it's always a good idea to thank the person afterward, even if they weren't able to help. A simple, thank you for your understanding goes a long way.
Yes, gratitude is key. It leaves the conversation on a positive note and helps build good relationships, whether it's with colleagues, friends, or even strangers.
And that brings us to an important point. Politeness isn't just about the words you use. It's also about your tone of voice and body language. Make sure to speak clearly, smile, and make eye contact when possible. These nonverbal cues can really enhance your communication.
Absolutely. It's all about being mindful of how you come across. Even if your words are polite, if your tone or body language is off, it can send the wrong message. So make sure everything is aligned.
And for our viewers, if you're enjoying this conversation and finding these tips helpful, make sure to like the video and share it with others. Your support really helps us continue to create content that helps you improve your English.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We've got plenty more videos coming your way, covering everything from basic grammar to advanced conversation skills.
So, before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of today's tips. First, use phrases like, could you please, and would you mind, to make polite requests. For more formal situations, try, would it be possible to, and would it be okay if?
And when responding to requests, be polite whether you're able to help or not. Use phrases like, sure, no problem, or I'm sorry, but I'm not able to right now. And don't forget to thank the person afterward.
Also, remember to pay attention to your tone of voice and body language. They're just as important as the words you use. Politeness is about more than just language. It's about showing respect and consideration in every aspect of your communication.
And finally, practice makes perfect. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they'll become. So, start incorporating them into your everyday conversations and you'll see your confidence grow.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep working on your polite requests and responses. You'll get more comfortable with time.
We'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy learning.
Bye for now.